So again, my name is Dr. Annie Isabel Fukushima. I run the Office of Undergraduate Research. I'm actually joined by multiple folks in the team, so I'm going to invite them up to introduce themselves. We're going to start with Cindy. You've all probably been receiving tons of email from this name, this celebrity.
Not celebrity. I'm Cindy Greaves. I organize and coordinate the UROP program, and you have all heard from me, so it's nice to see faces in person. I will be your point of contact for the UROP program, so please reach out at any time, either today or via email, but we're happy to help, and we're excited for you all to be here during this semester.
Hi all, I'm KT, just the letters K and the letter T. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Office of Undergraduate Research. So some of us may chat it already. You'll see me around tabling, doing class presentations. I always have candy with me. You can always come get a treat. But yeah, excited to be here with you all today. And I'm sure that we'll be in communication while you're doing your UROP semester.
Thank you, folks. And I believe we're joined by a couple folks on our team. So Jennifer Santiago is our program coordinator who runs Early Exploration Scholars Program. So one thing is I love orientation. Cindy knows I love coming to this every single semester. It's really wonderful to welcome you all, to congratulate you all for competitively applying for an opportunity. If you ever plan on going to graduate school, you're building those muscles and those skills for grant acquisition or fellowship acquisition. So these are really important skills to have. And we want to congratulate you. We also know and recognize that in the Office
I believe you're muted.
still muted? We're still muted. So did you hear anybody from the team? Did you?
We can hear you now. I think you were just muted briefly.
Was I just okay, great. Thank you. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I was muted. What did you not hear? Or what did you hear? What was the last words I said that you heard?
I believe it was just the introductions and then you were going into OUR.
Okay, great. So the Office of Undergraduate Research facilitates student and faculty collaborations. You probably will notice I'm joined by R2 Shitsu. If you ever come and visit the office, which we are in the garden level, also known as the basement of the SIL Center, you will find us together hanging out with R2. You are welcome to join us. But what we know about undergraduate research experiences and UROP, if you're applying to medical school or grad schools or other professional schools, we know that having this experience of research really strengthens your applications. It also gives you meaningful experiences. So when you are doing the research with your faculty mentor, you start to learn, do I really want to do this thing? And even if you find out that you actually don't want to do this thing for the rest of your life, that's a good thing to learn as well. Some of the other things that we know about our students is that we have strong connections with transfer pathways. About 25% of our students are transfer students. We really see this as the addressing some of the inequities in research where we see across the disciplines, students accessing our opportunities. So I just met somebody who's doing research on ceramics, right? We've got folks in engineering. We've got range of different fields which you all are working in, from those that you might think of as research traditionally and those that maybe are more creative research realm. And so I want to congratulate all of you for doing the hard work of applying, getting accepted, and being here. I just want you to also know that many faculty do not like to work in the summer because they only get paid 9 months. And so the fact that you found a mentor who wants to commit to you while they could be somewhere else on vacation, that's awesome. And if you have any mentors who might be leaving and you need support with a remote research plan, so they're going to go somewhere or you need to travel somewhere briefly, please do connect with us. We do have some remote options for students, but I think this is super awesome. One of the cool things that some of you are going to see is that we have lots of programming in the summer, from socials to a lot of activities. So we really encourage you to watch out our newsletters because there's a lot of things happening in the summer. Cindy's going to go over a ton. And does it include the Grad Mini Expo? So one of the things I just want to highlight, if you should watch out for is if you're planning on applying for graduate school, we also host in the summer the Graduate School Mini Expo. So I really want to encourage you all to check out our emails, see what's in the pipeline. If you are eligible for second semester renewal and you are a last year student, you should also look for scholarships and apply for those as well. So lots of opportunities that Cindy's going to go over. And Cindy's boss today. So anytime she's emailing you something or communicating, please respond to Cindy. Okay, great. So you met some of the team. We also hire undergraduate research leaders. So you may hear from some of those folks or see them doing activities for the office as well. So we have a robust team. If you're interested in working for the office, please do connect. We love hiring student leaders. And so we work within undergraduate studies, and undergraduate studies supports all students who are undergraduates here at the U. And our commitment is to supporting faculty and student collaboration across the disciplines. And so I'm not going to get into this. This just shows how we fit with the university's mission. But what you're going to learn about today is a range of resources that we have for you. So really, please pay attention not only to the things that you need to get paid and those agreements, but also the other opportunities that will really be beneficial to you from our education series, grants, other grants and awards, research advising, and our recognition opportunities. Just so you all know, because you're UROP scholars now, we put the call out to our faculty. They start soliciting letters of recommendation in January for students to select for the Outstanding Undergraduate Research Award. Your faculty may not even know about it, so I encourage you to kind of pay attention to these things because you might need to tell them, hey, can you nominate me? I'd love to be recognized. And I think there's no shame in that. You should definitely tell them. They may not even know that they can nominate you. So research matters, and we're just so excited. One of the things you're gonna have at the end of the semester, Cindy's gonna tell you all about it, is an end of semester report. We know you're gonna have a great experience. If you don't have a great experience, please do connect with me. I'm here to advocate and support for you, or connect with Cindy, and then we can decide if you need to connect with me. But one of the things that we do know is you'll get skills. We know that most of you are more likely to be retained towards graduation, and that having this experience will impact your post-graduation. So one final reminder, when I hand it over to the next boss to facilitate the rest of today's conversation, please make sure you sign in. If anyone is signing in a little bit late, please connect. We've got KT managing the chat. So if folks online have questions, just know there's somebody there to support you. We'll have your questions answered. But congratulations, like you all should be really proud of yourselves for getting the UROP, and we hope you keep continuing to take more of our money. We have lots of opportunities, and Cindy's going to tell you about it, so please apply.
Okay, so again, congratulations for being accepted to UROP. We're going to just go over some of the expectations and what to expect with throughout the semester, how to get paid and everything. We do have a website, our.utah.edu/UROP, and that's where you can find everything that you'll need for this semester. There's a current scholars resources website. We'll send this all to you right now. You don't have to go to it right now, but we will, just so you know that is a place where you can get all the information that you'll need. So as you know, UROP stands for the Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program. It's a program that we offer for students to get paid who are working with faculty members. You'll get a $1,200 taxable stipend for 128 hours of work during the semester. By raise of hands, for those who are here, who is returning from another semester? Who's in their second semester? Anyone? Okay, so we have a few that are returning and others are just new. So just so you know, we do have the UROP funding is available for up to 2 semesters, so you can renew if you haven't done that yet. It doesn't have to be consecutive semesters. It can be whenever you'd like during your time here at the U. If you are interested in applying again for the fall, all of you who are new, the next deadline is July 5th, so keep that on your calendar so you can go through that process again. If you're renewing, the process is really similar to what you already did. You just need to update your application and update your proposal to reflect what you plan to do in the fall semester. A little bit of the UROP overview. We do ask that you read and respond to correspondence from our office in a timely manner. If you receive any emails from me, it's because I'm telling you about deadlines. I'm giving you updates about your stipend payment. So we try not to send anything. We try not to put too much information in your inbox. The information we do send you is very informative. So if you receive anything from me and I'm asking you to do anything, please respond. At least let me know where you are in the progress. We ask that you conduct the research project under the supervision of the UROP mentor as proposed in your application. So you all applied. Your application was reviewed and scored and awarded based off of what you included in your proposed application. So if there are any substantial deviations, please contact our office immediately. This isn't standard delays in the research process. This might be something like your mentor is leaving the university, or you are deciding to do a different research question. So something totally different than you applied for. This doesn't mean that you're going to lose your funding, but we do need to know what the changes are and how we can work through that and make those adjustments. So just keep in contact with us if any big changes like that happen. We ask that you obtain and maintain certifications for like human subject research, animal research, laboratory, and other environmental health. So we don't know what certifications you need. Hopefully your mentors have already got that certification. They will let you know what certifications you need. You just want to make sure that you are clear and that you've got everything that is appropriate for the research that you're involved in. And then we ask that you just acknowledge support from the Office of Undergraduate Research in any of the dissemination of your research. So if you're giving any kind of presentations, you put it on your poster. If you're getting published, you can also acknowledge this in any of your publications. So the UROP agreement, you all signed the agreement, which is why you're here today. So thank you. The first step was to attend mandatory orientation. Thank you for coming today. You will be hired as a temporary part-time employee as an undergraduate research assistant in order to receive the UROP stipend. Everyone has been hired. There may be some of you who still need to complete the I-9 process. So if you haven't scheduled your appointment, please make sure you do schedule your appointment. If you don't know who you are, I have a list of names, but I think everyone is pretty sure about it. But if you have not heard from HR, then you can just assume that you've already been hired. You'll get a taxable stipend of $1,200 for the 120 hours of research beginning for, well, your work between May 16th and July 31st. If you already have a job on campus, you're already getting paid with another job, this stipend just gets included in that same paycheck. So you don't need to call me and saying, oh, I didn't get paid. You'll see it just included on that paycheck. The UROP stipend is distributed in equal payments bi-monthly. The university pays on the 7th and the 22nd of the month. So if one of those days falls on a weekend or a holiday, you'll get paid the Friday before. And just please note that if you have another job on campus and you're doing the same research as your UROP research, you can't be getting paid twice for that. So if that's the case, let me know and we can figure out what needs to happen. But yeah, it's kind of illegal to get paid twice for the same work. So these are the UROP pay schedules. Your first paycheck will be June 7th, and then you will get 5 paychecks throughout the semester. Payroll, the university's payroll office highly recommends that you sign up for direct deposit. If you do not sign up for direct deposit, you will get a paycheck. It'll get mailed to the address that you have in CIS. If it doesn't get delivered or you have mailing issues or mailbox issues, you may have to pay a fee for the stop payment. So highly, highly recommend you sign up for direct deposit. If you already have a job on campus and you've already signed up for direct deposit, you don't have to sign up again. So signing up for direct deposit, you can either go through CIS, which you all have access, and you all should have the access to the employee section, and then you just go to the payroll, taxes, and salary, and there is a link to the direct deposit. Just so you know, right now, today, it's the beginning of a new pay period, so that form will be unavailable for like 2 or 3 days. The payroll office shuts it down. So if you try in a few days, you can go in, fill out that direct deposit form, and it'll be ready so that your first paycheck gets direct deposited. So you can either go through CIS or you can go through our website, the UROP website, that current scholars resources page, and then you go to direct deposit. The website looks like this. You've all been on our website. That right-hand column, there is a section that is current research scholars, current scholars resources. Sorry about that. And then we have a whole bunch of information here that's really helpful. And then you can go to the direct deposit information. It'll just take you right back into CIS, so you can sign up there. Are there any questions about direct deposit, getting signed up for direct deposit? Okay, highly, highly recommend it. The university does not like to cut checks anymore. Everybody is required to fill out the EIPAA. There was a link to that in your award letter. If you've already done it, if you've already filled this out once, you don't have to fill it out again. So if you haven't done it, please go back to that UROP award letter. There's a link. Have that signed or filled out. Two-factor authentication. Everybody at the U has that. You'll get access to that. It's unavoidable. We all have to have this in order to get into CIS and to see any of your payroll information. So with the UROP stipend, when we hired you, we have it all set up. So there are no time cards. You do not use Chronos. Don't put any of your hours in Chronos. Oh, back up to that, sorry. So yeah, so the way that this is, you'll get the 5 payments automatically deposited into your account throughout the summer. So if you're using Chronos for another job, put your other job in the other hours in Chronos, but not your UROP hours. So because we're not using Chronos and keeping track of any of your hours that way, we do ask that you devise a schedule with your UROP mentor to ensure that you're doing the 120 hours over the course of the semester. And this needs to be just something in writing. You can do it on an Excel sheet. You can do it on a Word document. We do have a sheet that you can use if you want to go back to that current scholars resources. There is a UROP schedule and it looks something like this. It's just a form. It's just so you can fill it out, keep track of the dates, the work that you're doing, and the amount of hours that you're putting in. This isn't to say when you get done with your 120 hours, you can't keep working. It's just that we will have already paid you the $1,200. So any work after the 120 hours is technically volunteer work. Any questions about that? Okay. So that schedule, you may be asked to provide the schedule to our office if there's any questions about your progress. If you don't document this schedule and something comes up, there's an issue with your mentor, you're MIA, you have stopped working on your program, we may refer back to the schedule to see where you should be. And if there's any problems, you may have to forfeit the remainder of your UROP stipend. So keep the schedule for your own records, have your mentor have a schedule also. So in most cases, we do not need a copy. So don't email it to me. Don't email me asking me if I want a copy. I don't want a copy, and hopefully I won't have to see a copy. That will mean that everything's just running smoothly. We do check in with your mentor or whoever the person is who serves as your direct supervisor twice a month. And that's really just to make sure that you're progressing and that you're staying on track. So if your mentor indicates there's any challenges or any issues with your work, they usually contact us first, and then we will reach out to you just to see what's going on. An email from us doesn't mean that you're going to forfeit your award. We just want to figure out what the issue is, how we can correct it, and correct it in a timely manner. Sometimes students do have to withdraw throughout the semester. That's totally fine. Just let us know, okay? But we want to work with you. We want to keep you, we want you to be able to continue your research and keep getting paid for it. So please just contact our office if there's any issues. And then if we have to have Associate Dean Fukushima step in and help, she's welcome to do that, or she's happy to do that. So again, if you failure to meet any of these UROP expectations and policies may result in the forfeiture of your UROP stipend. Doesn't happen very often, but yes, it does happen. And again, if you need to withdraw, please contact our office or contact me directly. And there's no harm done in you withdrawing. If you do start getting paid and you have received a paycheck and you do withdraw midway, if you're in your new semester, when you apply again, you'll have to apply for a renewal. You can't apply again for a new semester, like for half of the funding that you missed out on. So keep that in mind. Okay, so as a participant of UROP, we do have a couple requirements. First, I wanted to go over our education series. This this series of educational events. It's found on our website. You just go to our.utah.edu and then look for education series. So this is a bunch of really thought out events that our events coordinator, Shelly Parker, has created. So these are on topics that are related to things that you might not be learning directly from your mentor, directly in the lab. So they're topics, these are the topics that we'll have this semester. There's one on Title X, IRB, creating effective abstracts and creating posters. These are really helpful when you go to present your work. Public speaking, and we have a lot more to choose from. So we have different program tracks that they're kind of categorized in. So as a UROP participant, you need to attend 2 of these. So currently over the summer semester, they're all on Zoom. So they're all live on Zoom. If you go to our website, you'll get the list of them and it'll tell you the days and times. So we want you to you have to attend 2. You have to attend 2 of them. One of them needs to be one of those live Zoom ones. A second one can be one of our recordings. We have a ton that are called on demand that you can choose from. So you just have to do 2 in the course of the summer semester. And these are open to anybody. So if you have friends, if you have lab partners, anyone who wants to come with you or view them, they're on our website. They're open to anybody. And you do have to complete an evaluation after you participate in one of these. And really it's just to give us feedback because we want to know if these are helpful. Should we offer them again? Is there a different topic that you'd like to see? We love to hear from students. If you think, oh, hey, I want to, it'd be nice if you guys talked about this, please reach out to us. We're always looking for ideas. But we've only gotten very good feedback on this education series. It seems to be very helpful for students. Oh, and like I said, the ones that are on the website that are on demand, there's a whole bunch of those. So just do 2 of them through the course of the semester. And then what we need you to do at the end of the semester is submit a final report. This is not a written report. This is a reflection on how your semester went. It's an online form and it should probably take you 5 to 10 minutes at the most. So come towards the end of the semester, I will send this out to you just to remind you to do it. It helps us to know how things went, how our office did, give us feedback, what didn't you like, what can we improve? The form is always available online. You just need to do it by the end of the semester. It will never close, but we ask that it's due by the last day of class. And we'll send out reminders just so you can be done with it and then you can move on. Anyone have any questions about the 2 education series and the final report that are due?
For the final report, is there a date where it'd be too early to submit it?
Well, the question is there a date that's too early to submit it?
Yeah.
We would like to have you reflect on how your semester went. So if there's a lot more left in your semester, you may want to wait. I know that we do have some students who are leaving at the end of the semester. They're not going to have access to their internet. So if you need to do it before then, that's fine too.
Sounds good.
Does that answer your question, Brock?
Yeah. Thank you.
We don't have a set date how early, but the later in the semester, the more information you're going to have that the more you've completed your research.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing is our undergraduate research symposium. Has anyone here participated, seen it? Awesome. So we offer a symposium every semester. Our biggest one is in the spring. We have another less as big, but still big in the summer. And then we have a virtual one in the fall. So all of our UROP students are required to participate in one of those before you graduate. You can participate multiple times or just one time, and you can choose any of the ones in person or virtual. I highly recommend the in-person ones. They're really exciting. They're a great day. You can present either a poster, you can present an oral presentation if you have visual arts, or if you have like a performance. We accommodate any of this types of presentations that any students might have. So please, we also send out plenty of reminders. So please remember that you have to present before you graduate. And also presenting at our symposium fulfills the requirement of our undergraduate research scholar designation, which I will talk about in a minute. So it's a UROP requirement and it is the URSD requirement. So if you have questions or anything, you can go on our website. The summer symposium will be at the Alumni House on April 1st. So you're welcome if you're ready to present, and you can register by July 25th. You should get a registration in by that day. If you're not ready to present yet, then you can wait till fall, or if you're here next spring, come back next spring and present. So just before you graduate. Any questions about the symposium? It's a very cool event. Okay, so now we just wanted to go over a few more opportunities that we have available from our office. So each year we are very lucky to participate in research on Capitol Hill because we're one of the state's top research universities, along with Utah State University. We are able to take 25 students, and Utah State takes 25 students to the Capitol for students to present their work to their researchers. You can see in the picture, we line the rotunda with posters, and students get to share the work that they're doing with their state senators and their House of Representatives. So the submission opens October 1st. I will send out information so you can prepare yourself. And if this is something that you think would be interesting, we take all disciplines. We look for students who are from all over the state of Utah so that they can reach out to the legislators in their area, so we can have more participation. It's really exciting. It's really fun. And next year it'll be on February 20th. And so we just spend the day at the Capitol. Any questions about Capitol Hill? We've been doing this for 24 years now. We've been taking students up to the Capitol. So great event. Governor shows up. Question. It's not Utah residents. However, if we get too many students who register and they all live up by the University of Utah, we have to be very selective on who we choose because those students all have the same legislators. So we can't necessarily bring all the students who live in the Salt Lake City up that same zip code. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for students who, but if you have some research that's really relevant to maybe some of the issues that are going on up at the Hill, we'll definitely look at that too. Question.
Question in the chat, they asked, do you have to be currently receiving a UROP?
Oh, you do not have to be a UROP student. You don't have to be currently receiving a UROP award to apply for Capitol Hill. It's open to any student on campus who's doing research. Is that any other questions?
Others asked if they are graduating at the end of summer, are they eligible for something like this? Do they have to be in tech?
Yeah, so to be eligible to present at this, so to be eligible to present at Capitol Hill, you have to be a current matriculated student, undergraduate student. For one of our symposiums, like if you graduate in the summer and you wanted to come back for the spring, we would probably let you come back for the spring. But for Capitol Hill, you do need to be a current undergraduate student. Okay. Our SPUR program is another program that our office offers. It is the summer program for undergraduate research. This is a more intensive program where students come and work with research faculty on our campus, but this is open nationally. We had over 600 applications from students from Utah and all over the country. It's a program that students work full-time, 35 to 40 hours. They come here, they live here, and it runs from May 22nd to August 1st. So next week we are getting started with our new cohort, our 2024 cohort of students. You get a $5,000 stipend as well as on-campus housing, and then all the other benefits. So SPUR's a little bit different than UROP. UROP is you may have contacted a professor, you worked together on a project, you submitted it. So our summer program is we have faculty members who apply, they have specific projects, and then students can go onto the website, they can see what projects are offered, and then the students apply and select what professors they would want to work with, and then we narrow it down. So we have 53 students who are going to be participating this summer. Anybody have any question about SPUR? It's too late right now, but the form will open up in the fall, and then the next deadline is end of January. So if you're still an undergraduate next summer and you're interested in this, please do look into it. We do have scholarships. So we have a few donors from the D Foundation, Francis Family Parent Fund. These are donors who give us funding for additional research. So after you've already done 2 semesters of research through UROP or with the faculty mentor, you can apply for these. We offer the D1 in the fall semester, and then we have Francis Family and Parent in the spring. And these are, again, $1,200 stipends. So we offer travel and small grants, and these are additional funds that we have for travel purposes or small like research supplies that you may need. So if you are traveling and you need maybe your registration covered, you need some airfare or housing, you can apply for up to $500. If you have research supplies that you need that maybe they're not available in your lab, you know, there's not extra funding in your lab. Maybe you have some special trainings, or you're doing some, you know, you need to give some incentives to participants. You can apply for some small grants. So you can get one of each, one small grant, one travel grant for your time here at the U. And applications are considered on a monthly basis. So anything that you apply for in the month of May, we will review them the first week of June, and then we'll start over again. So any applications we receive in June, we'll review those and award those the first week in July. This has to be for future travel. So you can't come to us with your receipts and ask for a reimbursement. So it does have to be for something that hasn't happened yet. Does anybody have any questions about our travel and small grants? Okay, just keep those in mind. So when something comes up, you're going to go travel, just reach out, and we possibly have some funding for you.
I do have a question about that, if you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So for say if I was going to do the URS in August, could I apply for travel there and back if it was over 500, because it's at the end of the month? So could I apply for my flight out in July and then my flight back in August? Could that be two different ones?
So it can only be one. I mean, you need to submit your application and put in all your flight plans, and we will definitely review that.
Okay, just want to check. Thank you.
Yep. Did you all hear that? Okay. Oh, back up. Okay, so I mentioned briefly about the undergraduate research scholar designation. So this is a designation that goes on your transcripts. There's only a couple other designations that the university offers that they put on your transcripts, this being one of them. It's the research scholar designation. So this is something you apply for right before graduation. And the requirements are 2 semesters of research, a presentation at one of our symposiums, and then a publication in our Range journal. So if you come to UROP and you participate in 2 semesters of UROP, you will, sorry, you will most likely fulfill all the requirements for the URSD. So if you're graduating this semester, once you submit to the journal, and then if you've already presented, or if you still need to present, you can apply for the URSD by the summer deadline of July 31st. This is something else that we are really excited about. So we have graduation cords that we hand out to students who get this. So I also try to announce this a lot to remind you when it's time to graduate to apply for this undergraduate scholar designation. Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay. It makes you look really cool at graduation because you get to wear a little bit more bling. And then also, if you're applying for graduate school, having a little bit extra on your transcripts makes you stand out too. So the journal I was talking about is our Range journal. This is open to any undergraduate student who is doing research at the U. So anybody can apply to it, and you can submit multiple entries. So please have your work reviewed by your mentor, and then you can submit it to us. An email will go out to your mentor, just double checking that they do approve that this gets, that they allow us to publish this. The next deadline is June 1st for our next edition. And this is a great opportunity for you to submit. You can either submit an abstract, you can submit your full paper. Maybe you are doing something that just has images. So if you need to just submit some of your visual arts, and then you can write up a little 1-page summary of your work. We definitely allow all of those kinds of submissions. We have 2 deadlines. So the next one is for the June 1st, and then there'll be another deadline at the end of the year. And you don't have to get approved to submit to the journal. We do just send in, like I said, we will publish all submissions unless your mentor says something to us that they don't want it to be published. Any questions about Range? Oh.
Just because other students might have this one, somebody was wondering if you have to work with the same mentor for both semesters.
No, you do not have to work with the same mentor for both semesters. So we do not.
Still qualify for the URS.
Yes, yep. So For that URSD designation, you don't even have to come through UROP. So if you're working with a faculty on campus and you don't do 2 semesters of UROP, I can verify your semester you were in UROP. When you fill out the URSD form, there is a place where your mentor can fill out that they can verify a second semester that you did. So you don't have to come through UROP to do that. And you don't have to be in UROP to submit to range. These are things that are open to all students, all undergraduates on campus. Dr. Fukushima briefly mentioned that we love to work with students. So if you are a student who wants to work in our office and be kind of like an ambassador, we hire undergraduate research leaders. We just hired a few more for summer semester, and then we have some that are going to be working for fall. So please reach out to us. We have them do outreach opportunities. A lot of them will work with KT. We have them do student recruiting and one-on-one advising. They review our small and travel grants, and they go and do class presentations. So we love having students who have already experienced all of our programs to come and be able to share that with other students and help other students get more knowledge about our office too. So if you're interested in that, please do let us know. And it's only about 5 to 10 hours a week, if that. So yeah, reach out to us if you're interested in doing that. I'm going to turn the time over to KT to talk about the next couple things, IRB Lab and Funding Fridays.
Hi all, KT again, Outreach Coordinator. So I'm going to chat about IRB Lab. Has anybody in the room been to IRB Lab? Okay. So this is a office hour that we host with one of our undergraduate leaders. They are the one who oversees it. And this is an opportunity for students to come in and chat about the IRB process, to walk through those applications. IRB is essentially, do you remember back in the day when they did all those experiments on people and we're like, how did they do that? That was so unethical. They made IRB, so you can't do that anymore, right? So if you are working with human subjects, right? People, human beings, living alive persons, you will have to go through IRB. And it is a bit of a process. We're super fortunate to have an undergraduate leader on our staff who helps out with this and sits on the board for IRB, and they are total experts in this area. So if you find yourself working with human beings and you think you might need IRB, please come to this lab. We just hired our leader for it. This is typically in person. We usually have snacks. It's very casual. Come hang out, talk about the process. You can come for an hour. You can come for 10 minutes, right? So any questions about our IRB lab? Coolio. And then next we have Funding Fridays. Has anybody dropped into a Funding Friday? Okay, very cool. Well, I hope you will. So Funding Friday is very similar. This is an office hour hosted by an undergraduate leader. These are Fridays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And our undergraduate leader, Kashan, he did UROP twice. He went through this process twice, right? 2 semesters of UROP. And so he's a wonderful resource to come in and talk about. It says funding, but this really means anything from questions about your proposal, maybe questions you have about working with your mentor, potential applications for future scholarships, right? Especially through our office. So this is an hour. It is a Zoom. It's a drop-in time. Once again, just a time to pop in, ask your questions. It's a virtual office hour, essentially, with our office, with one of our undergraduate research leader who has been through what you all are doing right now. While the name is funding, just know that our students help with proposals. They help with scholarships. They help with a variety of things that pertain to our office. Any questions about IRB or Funding Fridays? Very cool. And as always, if you think of anything, just let us know and I'll hand it over for the Monson Prize.
I do want to say that those are very helpful to come to when we and to ask questions to Kashan. Even if you have a question about how to fill out the travel grant form or the small grants form, the more details you provide in those applications, the more likely you're going to get approved to receive those. And so those are the kinds of things that Kashan will go over when it comes to funding questions. Okay, I think this might be one of our final slides. We wanted to go over the Monson Prize. So every year we have a donor who likes to fund a student, or not even just give some money to a student who can write an original paper on social change. So we recently awarded our student just this past spring who applied for this award. It's an award that honors a past Charles H. Monson. So he was a distinguished member of the University of Utah. And so he wants to continue this by being able to recognize a student who is doing work that's concerning social change. So if you have any, when it comes time to write a paper, if you're writing a paper already for like an honors thesis or even just for graduation, please remember to look out for this Monson Prize application. We usually, I don't have the date in here. Okay, we usually announce this the beginning of spring semester, and then it has like a March deadline. Any questions on the Monson Prize? And then we recognize the student at our annual awards luncheon every spring. So that is a wrap. We would like to leave up our contact information. our@utah.edu is our main email address that anybody in our office will get that and direct it to the correct person. You can email me, c.greaves. I think you all have my email somewhere. You're welcome to call us or even come in. That is a beautiful picture of our garden level of the SIL Center. We're directly across the street from the Union Pay Lot, so kind of that direction. So before we end, does anybody have any final questions? If you don't want to ask them in person, please come up afterwards, or you can email us. But we don't want anybody hanging with any information that they don't have.